everyone, Sabin here, and welcome to another episode in the Global Force Wrestling Universe Mode series here for our WWE 2K16 game. Now, I know I said on a few of my videos recently that I wasn't going to do this competition, but I think I've just about managed to squeeze enough teams. I've had to create a couple of random teams, as you can see there by the brackets, just to fill it up, but I think we should have enough to go through and actually do a junior heavyweight tag team tournament here for Global Force Wrestling. So, as you can see, we're going to start things off with the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson representing Bullet Club. They're going to take on an impromptu team of Fenix and Drago. We're going to see the LDRS, I think leaders of the new generation, Zack Sabre Jr. and Marty Scurll. They're going to take on the impromptu team of AR Fox and Andrew Everett. We're going to see Brian Kendrick and Paul London taking on Los Cazadores, King Cuerno and Killshot. And then we're going to have reDragon, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. So without further ado, let's get straight into our first of the first round matches. And like I said, the first of the first round matches will be the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, taking on the team of Fenix and Drago. And here we go with the tournament I said I wasn't going to do is now underway. I said I was going to do this tournament eventually, like I said, but I wanted to try and get a few more tag teams before I did it, but I don't think it's a major issue. Of course, we've created a couple of teams in the shape of Fenix and Drago and, of course, AR Fox and Andrew Everett. But apart from that, all the teams are teams that we're going to see in Global Force Wrestling anyway. And like I said, the team of Drago and Fenix is not out there. It's a pretty good team, actually, that could work in our universe mode. And, of course, the team of Andrew Everett and AR Fox, again, is another pretty good team. I don't think it's one we'll keep permanently, unless, obviously, they win these tag team championships. Of course, that's not completely out of the question. I've said in a couple of my tournaments so far that we're not going to keep somebody permanently, and they went on to win the championship, so they're pretty much fixed in the universe mode as of now. Oh, actually, just before I forget, just for a little bit of fun beginning of this video, why not nip down to the comment section below and just type in who you think is going to win this tournament? Who do you think is going to be our first Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions? I am going to go for... You know what? I'm going to go for reDragon. I'm going to go for Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know why. My first instinct was to go for the Young Bucks, but I think Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish might have this one, you know. That's going to be my attempt for this competition. Hopefully I'll get one right. I think out of the about 30 tournaments so far I've done for 2K16, I don't think I've got a single one right. So I think I've got 2, maybe 3 correct so far. So I've got a 1 in 10 chance here of getting this right. So yeah, if you've bet on reDragon as well, your chances are you're going to be wrong. But just make sure when you do nip down to the comment section, you don't scroll down too low, because just in case somebody has typed in who the winners are, just like I said, just make sure that you just go down to the bit where you can type a comment and don't scope the whole way down and ruin the video for yourself. Fenix there with a front slam on Nick Jackson. And these Young Buck cores do look really, really good this year. I'm really happy with them. It's the best ones we've had so far. Fenix, I like Fenix, but I just think his tattoos are a little bit too dark. I don't know about you, that might be just me, but I think his tattoos just need to be blended into his skin tone a bit better. Drago, again, looks pretty good. I'm liking it. 2 great additions, of course, Lucha Underground wrestlers that we've got here in our universe mode. And of course, quite a few of these teams were also involved in the actual Global Force Wrestling normal tag team championship. So we've seen quite a few of them before. We've seen what they can do. Some of them aren't. Some of them are new ones. I don't think reDragon wasn't involved in that. Neither was, of course, Fenix and Drago and Andrew Everett and AR Fox. And I don't think Kendrick and London were involved in that either. I'm not 100% sure. I recorded it this morning. I recorded it about 12, 14 hours ago, and I can't remember for the life of me who was on it. I have got it written down in my pad somewhere, but I have to go back and have a little scan for it at some point. But it's not majorly important as of yet, is it really? And of course, this is the last, I believe, of the tournaments I have to record. I've still got the... When this is uploaded, I should still have Ring of Honor's Tag Team Championships to upload, but that has been recorded as well. I just wanted to get the Global Force Wrestling ones done up first, because, of course, the Global Force Wrestling's first weekly show is going to be uploaded on Tuesday, whereas Ring of Honor's not till Thursday anyway, so I've got a bit more time to get that edited and uploaded. So I just wanted to make sure all the Global Force Wrestling ones were done. I've managed to record all 5 in one day, which has been a hell of a day for me. I've been at it now, just recording for about 14 hours. Like I said, it's really taken its toll on me. I'm absolutely knackered now, which is probably why you can tell my commentary is a little bit more labour than normal. Yeah, I'm just really starting to flag a bit now. It is 1:45 in the morning. I did start recording these at about 10 o'clock this morning. So yeah, I have been going for a good long time now. I'm trying to edit on the other computer at the same time as I'm recording these. The editing's taken quite a while. They are long videos, of course. I'm just editing the Global Championship one now. That should hopefully be uploaded for you guys tonight, which means you should get it on the morning of the 15th of November. And of course the Intercontinental Championship and the Next Gen Championship will all be just one after the other, after the other, after the other. There's probably going to be about a 3 or 4 hour gap in between each video. That's how long it takes to upload. So you should get them all on Sunday. And then of course we will get our first episode of Monday Night Raw uploaded for the Monday as well. So that's going to be pretty good. Finally got through all these tournaments. It's been a hell of a long week for me doing all this. I have had the week off, apart from Tuesday I was on a course. But apart from that, I've had the entire week off and I've done nothing but record these episodes. And of course, record a little bit of Fallout 4 as well for you guys. I've actually recorded quite a lot of Fallout 4. It's a very easy one to record because literally you just play it for you hit record, you play it for half an hour, and then you stop. Then you hit record, you play for half an hour, you stop, and before you realise it, you can do 8 or 9 episodes just in one go, just sitting there. So that's really been going mad with that one recently. Actually, I'm thinking I've recorded about 35 episodes, but I've only uploaded 15 so far. So it's you'll be getting a lot of that this week if you are interested. Just because I've actually got the time to upload it. Of course, we'll make sure that all the 2K16 episodes are uploaded on time. Of course, they will all be uploaded 1 per day, as promised at least, and maybe even 2. I want to get back into the random match series as well. It sort of has taken a back seat this week because I've been doing all these title tournaments, but I know a lot of you guys are really enjoying it. That's where I'm getting the majority of my views at the moment, is in the random matches. So we'll definitely be starting up with that again during this week. Once we get all these tournaments out of the way and we've got a bit more time and we're only recording 1 video a day, then that should be a lot more effective. And there you see, very, very close there to the Young Bucks being knocked out by Fenix and Drago. Fenix going up to the top rope. I don't think he's seen the fact that Matt Jackson was stalking him. Matt Jackson with that big knee, and Fenix drops to the mat on the outside. So that is now going to be 5 championships we've got here for you in Global Force Wrestling. Of course, we've got the Global Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the Next Gen Championship, the Tag Team Championship, and the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. So that's another big one here on Global Force Wrestling. Of course, I'm thinking of bringing in an extra championship to Ring of Honor. That's going to be the Junior Heavyweight Championship. And I might try and get that recorded tomorrow as well, depending on how much time I've got after obviously editing all of these videos and getting them uploaded. If I've not got enough time, then I will just try and do it maybe during the week, or either that, or we'll build up to it over the next few weeks, up to our first pay-per-view maybe. I say first pay-per-view, our first pay-per-view is going to be on Sunday, isn't it? Next Sunday, it's going to be Mystery Vortex. So far, I will announce our main event for Mystery Vortex. I know that sort of goes against the concept of Mystery Vortex, but I'll announce our main event because there's a reason behind the main event. But apart from that, all the other 6 matches on the card will be decided purely at random. I'm going to put all the match types in a hat. I'm going to put all the tag teams in a hat. I'm going to put all the singles competitors in a hat. And then essentially we will build a card around that. And you guys won't know what the match is going to be until the entrances. So that's going to be pretty exciting, really. I'm looking forward to doing that. Literally anything could happen. I said in one of my other videos, we could end up with Nick Jackson versus Matt Jackson in a ladder match. It can be something completely random like that. If the 2 names come out the hat, the match happens. No questions asked. And I think I might do the same sort of thing going forward, maybe for Monday Night Raw as well. We could do not so much like that, but we could do a Raw roulette. So we could book an entire card, and then I will put all the match types in a hat, and I will draw the match type out, and then the match will be that match type, if that makes sense. It's a pretty good one. I'm liking that. It's a good idea. I like that. And we can use that just to make it a bit more interesting. I could even get some sort of... I've seen a few people on some of the FIFA videos, they get like a wheel on screen that you can spin. And when you spin the wheel, it lands on a random portion of the wheel, and then you can sort of decide what you're going to do. So, for example, you could actually have like a roulette wheel like they used to do on Raw Roulette, where you could spin it and it would tell you what match type it's going to be. But I have no idea how to do that, I'm going to be honest with you, but I don't know if I could figure it out or not. I'm pretty good at computers, but I'm not going to say I'm fantastic and know... I don't know a lot about video editing, as you can probably tell. I'm not very good with photo editing, as you can probably tell by my thumbnails. It's not fantastic compared to some other YouTubers, but I don't want to spend too much time messing around with thumbnails. If we are uploading daily footage, I want to make sure that the videos are as good as possible as they can be for you. The thumbnails and things like that, so it'll sort of take a back seat for me, really. As long as you guys are happy with the video. I don't want to put out crappy videos just so I can spend an extra hour every night on thumbnails. At the moment, I'm spending a case of like 15 seconds on a thumbnail. It's just a case of opening the logo, writing on it, and then saving it as a new name. So it's pretty simple for me, really. I have been trying to get a hold of Photoshop, but I'm going to say no, I can't really afford it at the moment. There's Nick Jackson. We saw him do this. If he's going to do what I think he's doing, yes, we saw him do this in the actual Global Force Tag Team Championships as well. A superplex to the outside on Drago. And remember, as in all of my competitions, damage retention is on. So all the damage sustained by not only Drago, but Nick Jackson as well, if they go through, is going to be an easy, or not necessarily an easy, but a weaker point for their opponents to work on. And we've seen previously in a lot of the tournaments, actually, it's happened a bit more recently, where is Nick Jackson going to go for a dive? Holy crap, he just hit a moonsault. Oh my word, Nick Jackson just going absolutely crazy here on Drago. Drago fighting back, but how much damage has been done to Drago? Can he continue on in this one? He's doing well there, but throwing Nick Jackson into that ring post. And as I was saying, with a lot of the tournaments we've seen recently, I'm not quite sure why it's happening, but all of our first round matches seem to drag on quite a long, not drag on, but they seem to go on for quite a long time. And then our semi-finals and finals last about a minute apiece. So, yeah, that probably is what's going to happen here again this evening, especially the amount of damage being issued out by both of these guys. You'd think that the winners of our next match, Leaders and AR Fox and Andrew Everett, are really going to just pick one of these two teams apart. As Nick Jackson brings in his partner, Matt Jackson. Drago trying to make it to the corner to Fenix, but Matt Jackson continues the assault. Oh, he's got him up. There is the tombstone. Going for the full Undertaker style, but both of Drago's legs were underneath the ropes. Referee makes Matt Jackson break this pin. Drago out of nowhere, back up to his feet, and there's an arm breaker on Matt Jackson. And a tornado DDT as well. Drago maybe looking to try his luck here. Goes in for the pin. 1, 2. They've done it. Drago and Fenix have eliminated the Young Bucks here. Well, that's interesting. Was not expecting that at all. See, when I picked my choice to win this competition, I was leaning towards the Young Bucks, but I decided to go for reDragon instead. And now it's Fenix and Drago that get the victory here. Nick Jackson had obviously, like I said, he'd taken a lot of damage in this match, but he just really was far too slow into the ring. And, yeah, just couldn't get in time to break up the pin. And it was Drago who picked up the pinfall victory. Well done to Drago and to Fenix. Great teamwork by them two. Is going to see them going into the semi-finals here this evening to fight it out for a place in our final. I'm just writing this down now. Drago and Fenix. So one of my impromptu teams has actually beaten one of our established teams. There's that big super kick by Fenix. That wasn't enough though to finish Matt Jackson off. Although Drago did a great job of catching Nick Jackson. And here we go. This was Drago here with the arm breaker. And then into that tornado DDT. Great move by Drago. You see Nick Jackson up on the apron, making his way back into position. Drago goes in for the pin. And you see just how slow Nick Jackson was in the ring. He'd done some damage to his back already. And he just had no chance in getting there. I think that superplex he did earlier on in the match to Drago on the outside really affected Nick Jackson as well. And of course that moonsault to the outside. He did a lot of damage to himself. And that's not the wisest thing for him to do, really. Like I said, it's you're taking your body into risk. For one match is not a major problem, I suppose, but when you know there's the potential of having several matches in one night, you don't really want to be doing risky things like that, and it's not paid off for them this evening. And here is our second first round match of the evening. It's going to be LDRS. Marty, Scurll and Zack Sabre Jr. taking on the impromptu team of AR Fox and Andrew Everett. And here we go. Can the other impromptu team put together here have the same effect as what the last team, of course, Fenix and Drago had. They defeated the established team of the Young Bucks, one of the best tag teams in the world. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if AR Fox and Andrew Everett can do the same thing. Of course, Andrew Everett, AR Fox and Marty Scurll were all involved in our Next Gen Championship tournament. And Sabre Jr. was actually involved in the Global Championship tournament, and he was involved alongside Marty Scurll in the actual tag team tournament as well. So all of these guys have had a lot of opportunities so far. And I dare say they'll be hoping for some more as well. Not only this evening, but as our Universe mode kicks in. Of course, with 5 championships on the line in Global Force Wrestling now, and there is a bigger roster than last year as well. We are going to have about sort of 45 to 50 guys on this roster. Of course, a lot of those guys are also going to work Ring of Honor at the same time. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of guys on there, and it's really going to have to earn your chance at a championship as well. It's not just be handed to you. But by having 2 tag team championships, that's really going to help us really to use a lot of these tag teams, because we are going to have a lot of tag teams. I think we're going to be close to about 15 tag teams here in Global Force Wrestling. There is a lot on the go at the same time, and that doesn't even include a couple of the teams that are in here this evening. Of course, Andrew Everett and AR Fox, and the team of Drago and Fenix as well. I'm actually tempted to maybe keep Drago and Fenix as a team. I'm not quite sure what we could call them, but both their gimmicks are based on mythical creatures. Of course, Fenix is a phoenix, and Drago obviously based on a dragon, so maybe we could do something along them sort of lines. But I don't know, we've already got quite a few good teams, and I don't know whether we want to, if we want to join them 2 together or keep them as singles competitors so we can have some more fantastic matches with them. Remember, we did have a really good match with those 2 in our Next Gen Championship tournament. Be sure to keep an eye out for that one. It should have already been uploaded, and you can find the link to the playlist in the description below. But the first round match in that tournament between them 2 was absolutely... No, it wasn't, sorry, no. No. I take it all back. The first round match they had, which was fantastic, was in the Intercontinental Championship tournament. They were paired up in the first round, and the match was incredible. It was different to all the other matches on the card, because there were 2 much more faster paced sort of high flyers, and it does feel a lot different. And that's one of the things 2K said about this game that would happen, is that depending on who's in the ring, the matches are going to feel and seem a lot different. If you put Andre the Giant versus the Big Show in the ring, you're going to get a completely different match than what you are if you put Fenix and Drago. So that's one of the good things I like about the game. It really does, you really do notice the difference between different styles, and that was evident in that Intercontinental tournament, really. We had, if you've not seen them, what I did basically in the Intercontinental and Global Championship tournaments is we split the brackets into 4 pieces. So we had 2 Japanese guys facing off against each other in the first round, 2 Mexican guys facing off against each other in the first round, 2 Americans facing off against each other in the first round, and then 2 Europeans facing off against each other in the first round. And that really helped us sort of differentiate each different area, and it also meant that we had a very, very varied set of semi-finals. We had at least 1 Mexican, 1 Japanese, 1 American, and 1 European in those semis, so it really gave a chance to a lot of different guys. And if I hadn't have done that, I probably would have overloaded and not given opportunities to certain guys as well. I would have ended up with more Mexicans or more Japanese or more Americans in the tournaments, and probably not given the chance to some of the others that I probably should have done. Like, for example, the Global Championship, the way I did it, I didn't originally have Drew Galloway in there. But I changed it around to make sure we had 2 Brits in that tournament. And of course, one of those was Drew Galloway, and he did very well in that tournament as well. Of course, you can find, again, a link to that playlist in the description if you want to watch that video. We had a first round match in that one of Drew Galloway versus Sabre Jr., so you can see that. I think there was also Tanahashi versus Okada, there was Fenix versus Drago, and then there was AJ Styles versus Adam Cole. So, as you can tell, it was a pretty damn good... it wasn't Fenix versus Drago, sorry. I'll go through it again. It was Tanahashi versus Okada. It was Sabre Jr. versus Drew Galloway. It was Adam Cole versus AJ Styles. And it was Prince Puma versus Mil Muertes. That was our Global Championship tournament. It was a great tournament. You could definitely feel the difference in styles in every single match. And yeah, it was really good. So if you do want to watch that video, like I said, there is a link in the description below to the playlist. Every single link in that playlist now should bring up lots of videos, because I've uploaded to every single one of them now. And yeah, and as of this week, as of Monday the 16th, we will be uploading our daily universe mode as we were with 2K15. So we'll have an episode of Monday Night Raw on the Monday, of course. We'll have an episode of Global Force on the Tuesday, an episode of NXT on Wednesday, an episode of Ring of Honor on Thursday, an episode of Attitude Era on a Friday, and then of course Retro Roster on a Saturday. And then our pay-per-views will take place on a Sunday, unless it's a multiple day pay-per-view. Then of course it will run Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, however long we've set the pay-per-view to be. Big suicide dive there by Marty Scurll, and he actually hits it. Not very often have we seen those been hit, especially recently. So I'm impressed with that by Marty Scurll, and there he is now just slamming AR Fox's face into the mat. And the villain, Marty Scurll, is really dominating AR Fox here on the outside. Is the referee up to a 4 count, is he? AR Fox sending Scurll back into the ring, and there's an elbow to the skull as well, if you excuse my pun. AR Fox happy with himself after that. The fans not agreeing though. I'm not sure. I think Marty Scurll, I don't know. The thing is, I want to have these as a tag team. I want to have Scurll and Zack Sabre Jr. as a tag team, but I really want to have Zack Sabre Jr. as a face, and Marty Scurll doesn't really suit a face. I think he suits more a heel, but we can definitely have him as a face as well. I think all 4 of these guys in the ring will probably be faces in our universe mode. Heel-wise, of course, in the Next Gen Championship, you're going to have Bullet Club's Kenny Omega. You're going to have Pentagon Jr. as a heel as well. That's one of the things I really want to try and do this year, is make sure that the heels and faces are set up correctly. Didn't really do that, didn't really pay much attention to it last year, but it is going to be a lot more important this year, because it's going to be how people act in some of the rivalries as well, so we need to make sure that those are all correct. And it also depends on how they act in the ring as well. We've seen Marty Scurll in the Next Gen Championship tournament actually attempt a pin by having his legs on the middle rope, so it's an interesting one. There is a fisherman's Michinoku driver there by Andrew Everett. Now makes his way up to the top rope. What's he got planned here? Beautiful shooting star press with the rotation in the air as well. Goes to the pin. 1, 2. They've done it. They have actually done it. Oh my god, the 2 impromptu teams that I made up before this are just absolutely going mad here this evening. Drago and Fenix won our first match, and now AR Fox and Andrew Everett have won our second. So we know that one of those 2 teams is definitely now going to make it to the final. Who's going to cash in on the opportunity I've given them here this evening and make their way to the final? Of course, they're still going to have quite a few great established teams that will join one of those in the final, including my pick for the whole competition, reDragon. But again, a little bit dodgy AI here as well, as Andrew Everett got the pin. You saw Zack Sabre Jr. come into the ring and just stand completely still staring at it, and that has happened a couple of times to me so far in these tag team tournaments, and I'm hoping it's not going to happen too much in the universe. There was a pin earlier on. As you see, AR Fox trying to rile the crowd up and get them behind Andrew Everett there to help him kick out. We're going to see the suicide dive from a pretty good angle to see it from as well. You see AR Fox on the outside, Marty Scurll coming across, and there he is with a dive, catching AR Fox perfectly. Fox back first into the wall, and there's Andrew Everett up, and there he is with that fisherman's Michinoku driver. And then he goes up onto the top rope, and we're inside his body right now. And there's that shooting star press with the rotation as well to catch Marty Scurll perfectly on. 1, 2, and there you see Zack Sabre Jr. just staring at it. It's a shame that a little bit of a AI glitch at the end has cost them the match. But then again, Andrew Everett and AR Fox are really taking advantage. You see the handshake. A team that are brand new, put together just for this tournament, just to make up the numbers. And every time I do something like this, they always seem to win. I don't know why, but so far, the 2 impromptu teams of Drago and Fenix and AR Fox and Andrew Everett have both taken out very established tag teams. And here we go with our third of the first round matches. It's going to be Paul London and Brian Kendrick taking on the team of Los Cazadores, Killshot and King Cuerno. And here we go, starting off with Brian Kendrick and King Cuerno in the ring. And of course, King Cuerno and Killshot is a team that I put together called Los Cazadores, which is Spanish for the Hunters. Essentially, King Cuerno's gimmick in Lucha Underground is as a hunter. And of course, Killshot just sounds like something you do while you're hunting. So I just thought it'd be a decent team to put together. The colour scheme are pretty similar as well, so it does work pretty well actually. I quite like that. And of course, Brian Kendrick and Paul London were a team that I brought into this universe mode for this very purpose, to help out on all the rosters, because they're a team that can be used everywhere really. We're going to use them in Global Force Wrestling. They're going to be involved in Ring of Honor. They're going to be involved in the Attitude Era, and they're also going to be involved in NXT as well at some point. So they're a pretty good team to have around. Might not be the obvious ones for anyone to download, but to have them on this universe mode, like I said, it adds 2 people onto 4 different rosters for the space of 2 people on the downloadable, on your community creation limit or whatever it is, your create a wrestler slots. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, it's now getting to 1:30 in the morning, and I'm starting to struggle a little bit with my own words. I'm not in the best condition right now, but hopefully I'm going to get this tournament recorded, and then I can go to bed and get everything uploaded for you well, I'm not going to get everything uploaded. Probably get 2 tournaments uploaded for you overnight, and then the rest should be uploaded during tomorrow. So we should get about 5 tournaments uploaded for you guys on Sunday the 15th, which is probably... I don't know why I'm telling you this now, because this is going to be the last video I upload. As you watch this video, all of the other Global Force Wrestling title tournaments should already be uploaded. Unless I've made a cock-up, which is highly possible. But I'm hoping I haven't. Paul London now bringing Killshot against this rope. Sending him off the far side. What's he got planned? A back elbow. Great move there by Paul London. And now a standing moonsault as well. I just need to get this one thing here. There we go. Oh, lights are flashing outside my flat now. That's not a good sign. I think I'm on an emergency route, because I'm often getting a lot of sirens going past my flat, especially in the early hours. I shouldn't be getting them at the moment because I've got roadworks outside my flat, so chances are if they come this way they're going to get stuck in traffic. So it's probably not the best place for them to be, but I still get come past. It's pretty cool actually. You sat at 1 o'clock in the morning and you get the sirens flashing outside your flat, and you get a nice little... Ooh. What's happening here? I need to have a look out the window, 1 second. Well, the flashing lights outside my flat is because they're actually arresting somebody outside my flat at the moment. That's pretty handy, isn't it? And I just missed the end of that match, but Paul London has picked up the victory. I apologise, I got completely distracted there. I just saw literally the flashing lights drove past and they reversed, and they're parked outside my front window, so I'm having an epileptic fit right now, the amount of lights flashing in here. But they've just run out across the road and they're pulling somebody out of a car, so that's interesting. I thought I lived in a nice area, but evidently I was wrong. And I'm going to see the end of this match. I'm pretty sure it was a 450 by the looks of it. I just caught the end. I thought they were coming to arrest me for being too loud at 1 o'clock in the morning, but there you go. I got away with it once again. I'm in a pretty old-fashioned style house, so I think it's been built very strong and very, very noise-resistant as well, because I've got neighbours literally against the wall that I'm commentating against, so hopefully I'm not shouting too loud. That's why I'm a little bit more quiet on this video than normal, because I don't want to make myself too loud and offend anybody. And was I right? I was. 450 by Paul London on King Cuerno, in for the pin. And that is Paul London and Brian Kendrick through to the semi-finals. Killshot and King Cuerno have been eliminated. And that's a very interesting one. At least we've got one established team through to the finals. Through to the semi-finals, sorry. Kendrick and London. Of course, our final first round match is probably two of the stronger teams. I'm not quite sure how I've managed to draw them together, but it's going to be reDragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. And here is the final match in the first round. It's going to be reDragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish taking on the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. And here we go. Bobby Fish and Alex Shelley to start things off here. Who is going to make it through to face off against Paul London and Brian Kendrick in our second semi-final here this evening for a chance to fight it out for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, the tournament that I said I wasn't going to do because I didn't have enough teams. And now here I am at 1 o'clock in the morning doing it. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. I really am. I should have gone to bed. But I decided I'm doing a little bit of editing, and obviously it takes a bit of time for the editor to really do what it needs to do. So I thought I've got enough time to do this one tournament, so why not get it done? Great head scissors takedown there by Alex Shelley, now rolling Bobby Fish over. And there's the drop kick to the side of the head. And I'm just monitoring how many videos are actually getting uploaded. They're getting there. They are getting there. Boot to the back of the leg by Bobby Fish, and now the Dragon suplex on Alex Shelley. That's a good idea. Sorry, I'm just reading a comment I've just got from William Bannister on one of my videos on the Attitude Era tag team video. Is it by the looks of it? I'm not quite sure. It might be because I only uploaded that this morning. That would make sense. So I'm just trying to make sure that I've muted the video so it doesn't come up really loud on my laptop while I'm recording this one for you. I think he suggested me having Perry Saturn on the Attitude Era as part of Raven's flock. That could work pretty well, actually. I like that. I like that idea. Let's have a quick look. Perry Saturn, you could use him in Raven's flock. Him and Raven were tag team champions. I did not realise that. That's a good thing that we could do, actually. I was going to have Perry Saturn maybe as part of the Radicals, but having him as part of Raven's flock could work quite well as well. I'm not quite sure who else to have in Raven's flock. I was thinking maybe Mikey Whipwreck. But yeah, that's a pretty good idea from William. I might use that one. If I can get a decent Perry Saturn core, I think I'll definitely try and use that one. Let's do that. As this one taking place on the outside, Kyle O'Reilly and Alex Shelley. And O'Reilly locking in a great submission hold on the outside there. With that sort of damage done to the leg, is Alex Shelley able to get back up? And he is. Yep. It's far too early in the match to for that to be the end. Kyle right now rolling Alex Shelley over and going in for a triangle choke here. As the police is still stood right outside my front window. Another reason why I'm trying to be a little bit more quiet. I don't really want to gain any unnecessary attention. I've got very, very thin curtains on my front window as well, so they probably can't see me in there. I have got all the lights switched off, but obviously I've got my very large TV on. I've got my computer monitor and my laptop monitor all on. You can see all three of those through the curtains. I've checked. And for some reason, Alex Shelley is doing the Pledge of Allegiance there in the middle of the ring. And is it going to be enough to help him defeat reDragon here? As he brings in Chris Sabin. Of course, both Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish could all be involved in that Next Gen Championship as well. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. Of course, Chris Sabin was actually the former TNA World Champion as well, wasn't he? I don't think we'll ever get to the point of using Chris Sabin in our World Championship title picture, telling us true, because I think the only reason they involved him in the championship picture was just to use the fact that he'd had 2 really bad injuries, and they wanted to bring him back and use the sort of face aspect of coming back from 2 big injuries to really basically get some cheap support, really. And it worked for them. Don't get me wrong, it really did work for him. I was super excited when he won the championship, because after getting through 2 big ACL injuries, the worst thing was he did one knee, didn't he? He did the ACL in one knee, and then in his first match back, he dived over the top and took the ACL in the other knee. That was just such bad luck for him. So he was out for basically 2.5 years. They came back and they used his return to basically jump him straight up into the title picture, and it worked. It did work, although a lot of people sort of rejected it as him not being a worthy champion. But I liked it. I thought it was a good thing to do. Of course, it didn't last very long, which was a shame. Oh, a hot tag. We've not seen many of these in 2K16 so far. takes out the first man and takes out the second. They actually work on 2K16 now. On 2K15, I think, in the whole time, the whole 5 months of recording the universe mode, I think I only got about 2 or 3 of those hot tags actually work. So it's great to see on 2K16 they do finally work. And Alex Shelley up onto the top rope, but oh, that was a terrible move for everybody there. I'm not quite sure who came out worse on that one. I think Kyle O'Reilly went to try and take Alex Shelley off the top rope. Shelley just caught O'Reilly a little bit, and then O'Reilly took out Sabin on the apron. So it was a bit of a mess for everyone, that one. I don't think anybody came out of that on top. Kyle O'Reilly with a dodgy brainbuster there as Alex Shelley's arm was through his forehead, but he goes in for the pin now. 1, 2, and Sabin is there quickly enough to break up the pin. Of course, reDragon are also involved. I think both these teams are actually also involved in the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship title situation as well. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. That video should be uploaded pretty soon after this one, really. That's the police are leaving now. That's pretty good. Yeah, the championship, the Tag Team Championship for Ring of Honor should be uploaded pretty much soon after this. It was the, like I said, I put Global Force Wrestling ahead of it because I know that the Global Force Wrestling's first episode will be uploaded on Tuesday, and of course Ring of Honor isn't until Thursday, so I thought I'd have a little bit more time with that, which is why that will be the last title championship uploaded. Probably be uploaded probably tomorrow night, I would imagine now. So it'll be uploaded maybe before or after our episode of WWE. And like I said, I'm going to try and make sure that our episode of WWE is uploaded. I'm going to say 8 AM every morning. Your episode of Universe Mode should be there. So of course on Monday morning at 8 AM, WWE should be available. On Tuesday morning 8 AM, then Global Force Wrestling will be available, and then that sort of way forward. Of course, that's Greenwich Mean Time, so if you're different to Greenwich Mean Time, then you have to try and work it out, because I've got no idea how it works. I think America, I'm sure at some point America is 8 hours behind, which means they'll get my videos at midnight, which is pretty good for them, isn't it, really? Bobby Fish into the ring now, sending Chris Sabin into that turnbuckle. Remember, like I've said, a lot of these championship tournaments, the first rounds go on for quite a long time, but the semi-final and the final matches end up being really, really quick because of the amount of damage suffered by these teams in the first round. Great German suplex there by Bobby Fish. He managed to grab a hold of those middle ropes using his legs, and there's a double foot stomp to follow that German suplex up. And he goes up again, this time just the middle rope. And there's that big back senton. And again bringing Chris Sabin back up to his feet. Surely Bobby Fish should be going for a pin by now. A back kick as well. Is he going to go for a pin now? He finally does. 1, 2. Kyle O'Reilly's taking Shelley out. And no, Chris Sabin kicks out. And you know what? I'm sure I keep seeing this. The referee, his hand is hitting the mat 3 times. It's happened quite a few times now. I'm sure I'm seeing it right. I think my voice is finally going. So I've been recording these now for about 48 hours. My voice has been struggling video on video on video. I think it's finally starting to get to its last legs now. Pin for Bobby Fish with the Northern Light suplex. Ready for a 2 count. I'm going to have a quick drink. While there's not a huge amount of action. Whoa, big kick there by Chris Sabin. And Alex Shelley bringing... Alex Shelley going for a sunset flip pin for some reason on Kyle O'Reilly. Obviously not the legal men, so it does not count. Chris Sabin now picking up a head of steam, harnessing the powers of John Cena. That's how he kicked out at 2 earlier from all those big moves. Sabin bringing in Alex Shelley. And Shelley brings Bobby Fish back up to his feet and taking him up onto his shoulders. What's he looking for here? Spins him round, and there it is, the package stunner. Is that going to be enough to send Motor City Machine Guns through to the second round? Let's have a quick look. Here's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, and Bobby Fish is saved by his partner there. Kyle O'Reilly just made it there on the brink of 3. Alex Shelley throwing Bobby Fish into that corner. Looking to follow it up. Oh, we're going to go for a bit of sliced bread. He hits it. Shelley with the pin, but Sabin is in between O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, but Shelley just was not... Sabin was just not able to to block him off enough to allow Shelley to pick up the pin after that sliced bread. Boot to the chest there by Alex Shelley. Elbow to the inside of the knee as well. And I think Brian Kendrick and Paul London must be pretty happy with this match, because it looks like they're going to end up with a weaker team in the second round, because both these teams are doing some serious damage to each other. You see Alex Shelley struggling now, but he takes Bobby Fish up onto that top rope. What does he have planned here? There's not really much. There's Bobby Fish with a boot to the face, creating some space, and there is the big missile drop kick. Bobby Fish across and brings in his partner Kyle O'Reilly. And what does O'Reilly have in store now? The last thing you want when you picked up injuries in a match is to bring a guy like Kyle O'Reilly in. Bobby Fish has Chris Sabre, and there you go. reDragon are through to the semi-finals. My pick for a tournament actually makes it through to the semis for a change. Doesn't happen very often, but this was one of the cases. As I've just spilt my drink all over myself. That's not very good, is it? So some pretty good moves in this match, but like I said, both these teams did quite a bit of damage to each other, so I'm expecting that Brian Kendrick and Paul London might have quite a good chance in our second semi-final to really make it through all the way to the finals. Of course, our first semi-final is going to be the two impromptu teams, but before we get into the semi-finals, of course, we will have another quick look at the brackets as we normally do in our tournaments. There's that big back kick, and I thought reDragon had this one won earlier on after this combination of moves by Bobby Fish. And there you see, I'm sure the referee's hand came down for free then. I'm sure the referee's hand came down for free, and then a split second later, he kicked out. I don't know, it's just doesn't, that animation just for me just doesn't seem to work out very well. There was a normal light suplex by Bobby Fish as well earlier on, but of course that again was only enough for a 2 count on Chris Sabin. Let me see here, Bobby Fish was very quick there. He's even in the ring before Kyle O'Reilly had even gone for the pin. Bobby Fish grabbing Alex Shelley and allowing Kyle O'Reilly to pick up the 3 count, and we're going to see reDragon again this evening in our second semi-final, facing up against Kendrick and London. But like I said before then, we're going to have a quick look at the brackets. And as promised, here is a quick look at the brackets. As you can see, we've got our two impromptu teams in the first semi-final. It's Fenix and Drago versus AR Fox and Andrew Everett. And then we've got our two more established teams in the second semi-final as Brian Kendrick and Paul London take on reDragon's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. And here is that first semi-final. Like I said, it's going to be Drago and Fenix taking on the team of AR Fox and Andrew Everett. And here we go. Who is going to be the impromptu team and makes it through to the final here this evening? Will it be AR Fox and Andrew Everett, or will it be Drago and Fenix? And Drago's mask looks really sinister from some angles. It looks like, for me, it looks to me like a skull from some angles. And it's going to be AR Fox and obviously Fenix in the ring to start things off. As I said, if you've not already checked it out, then Fenix and Drago had a fantastic match in the first round of our Global Force Wrestling Intercontinental Championship Tournament. You can check that out. There is a link in the description below to that playlist where you'll find all the Global Force Wrestling episodes. Of course, if you're watching this in the future and not on the couple of days after I've uploaded it, then of course if you check that playlist out now, there'll be a lot of extra Global Force Wrestling episodes for you there. There should be quite a few weeks worth of episodes. And of course, if you're watching this very far in the future, like 5 weeks in the future, there may even be our first Global Force Wrestling pay-per-view uploaded as well, so be sure to keep an eye out for that one. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to hitting this universe mode now. It's taken a hell of a lot of work to set it all up. It's been about, is it 2, maybe 3 weeks since 2K16 was released? Something along them sort of lines, and of course we've done all of our championship tournaments. I've set all of the universe mode up now as well. All I just need to do is just go through and just add a couple more tag teams for people that I've downloaded over the last few days, and of course just get all the champions sorted as well. Obviously, we don't know who the champions for this is going to be yet, so as soon as I know this, I'll go in there and make sure those are the champions as well. And I just want to change the stats of a few people as well, just to make the game a bit more balanced the way it should be. But then after that, we are good to go. Hopefully, I'll get all that done tomorrow. I'll get all the introduction videos uploaded tomorrow as well, hopefully. Of course, the introduction videos are just going to show you who's on the roster for each show. They're going to show you who is the champions for each show. I'm also going to tell you who all the stables are as well. And essentially that's it really. We'll have a quick look at the pay-per-view format and when the weekly shows are uploaded and things like that as well. They're only going to be sort of quick 5-minute videos, but it's definitely worth a watch just to let you guys know exactly who's on the roster. And then from knowing who's on the roster, you guys can then give me your suggestions for the matches or feuds you would like to see in the future. Drago now up on the top rope. Great Hurricanrana there on Andrew Everett. And I think Andrew Everett's probably the highest rated guy in the ring at the moment. Like I said, there's still a few stats I want to probably change a little bit. Not quite sure how much I'm going to change them. It's difficult really. It's I feel different about different people on different days, if that makes sense. One day I'll say that so-and-so is a 88, one day I'll say is an 86, one day I'll say is a 90. It's difficult to really say, but I think as the universe mode goes on, I might update some people slightly just to maybe put them in a more relevant place on the roster that we want them to be. But of course, with the new status effects as well, that's really going to make it a bit more interesting. As you see, Andrew Everett so close to picking up the free count. AR Fox had taken Fenix out of the equation, but Drago managed to kick out from that big high impact move by Andrew Everett. I am looking for a Trevor Lee as well. If somebody out there is good at creating wrestlers, then Trevor Lee is another one of my people that I would like to see. I think I've requested so far Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards, Kazarian and Daniels as well are two important people I'd like to get a hold of, and a Trevor Lee as well would be really good. And that's it. It's Fenix and Drago picked up the win. Drago managed to turn the tables on Andrew Everett and gets the pin. Great work there by Drago. We're going to see Drago and Fenix in the finals fighting out for these Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. That's going to be a good one. If to tell the truth, out of these two teams, that was the team I'd rather get through because they're the ones that I can see more as being more of a permanent tag team. Not saying we are going to keep them as a permanent tag team, but if they win this, then obviously we'll have to. For now, anyway, at least until they drop the championships at some point. And is this the move Drago used to finish it off, that big punt to the back, but evidently it was enough. The damage had been done throughout the evening on Andrew Everett, and the straw that broke Everett's back was that big kick to the back. And Fenix and Drago are going through. As you see, Fenix trying to rile Drago up there. They're going through to fight it out for the championships in our main event later on this evening against a more established team. So that's going to be the interesting one. We'll put a ragtag team of two random luchadors together, and they're going to be facing off against an established team of either Kendrick and London or reDragon, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top of that battle. And here is that second semi-final. It's Paul London, it's Brian Kendrick against reDragon, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. And here we go, it's going to be Brian Kendrick and Bobby Fish to start things off, and I don't know who's going to be the better condition for this one. I've got a feeling it might be it's going to be Kendrick and London, who defeated Los Cazadores in the first round. I think they probably got through with a bit easier than what it took reDragon to get through the Motor City Machine Gun. So, yeah, I would assume that Kendrick and London are going to be in a better position here. However, my guess to win this entire competition was reDragon, and I'm still hoping that might be the case. reDragon was a team that I really wanted to do well in 2K15, but no matter how many times I gave them the opportunity to do so, they never quite managed to win the big one and win the belts. So this year I'm hoping they do, and we've got a great chance of that happening this evening. We're also going to be involved in the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship Tournament as well, so keep an eye out for that. As will Kendrick and London, as will the Motor City Machine Guns. That's 3 teams that are going to be involved in both of those competitions. Like I said, I'm struggling a little bit for Ring of Honor tag teams at the moment. Some of the ones that I really want have not been available as of yet. As Kendrick tags London into this one. London now gets reversed and thrown straight into the corner by Kyle O'Reilly. Then Kyle O'Reilly dropping London onto his knees from that backdrop. Rolls him over. I should think if he goes for a pin here, it's not going to be the best position to do so. Kyle O'Reilly pulls London into the middle of the ring, now stamping on the back of the arm. Of course, we know O'Reilly likes to lock in an armbar at some point in time. So obviously trying to weaken his opponent, Paul London, for the eventuality of that armbar. Kyle O'Reilly with that tornado DDT on London as well. And you know what? My pick of Kendrick London might not be too bad. There's the cattle mutilation. And for those who don't know, the cattle mutilation, this submission hold used to be the submission hold that Daniel Bryan used to utilise as his finisher before he joined WWE. And one of the things I've already said about Daniel Bryan in 2K15 quite a lot was I'm a bit annoyed about how his moveset has been really reduced since he joined WWE. And he's a lot of the submissions he used to lock in just seem to have disappeared. When he first joined WWE, he was known as the man who knew over 100 submission holds. And he was the man who could reverse all those 100 submission holds as well. And then slowly that gimmick completely disappeared. And he just turned into a guy who does a lot of kicks. Don't get me wrong, he's still a great character and he's still someone we all love to still see win or even wrestle. In the case of recent history, would love to have him back. But at the same time, he's just not... They really reduced the moveset. And it was a real shame because I used to love his old Ring of Honor moveset. His old the cattle mutilation submission and things like that. I'm not sure whether that was his choice or whether that was WWE's choice. I think when you come into the WWE, of course, when it's a PG audience, they're sort of aiming their stuff at. A lot of PG fans would probably get bored watching a lot of submissions and technical wrestling. That's probably why they reduced the amount that he did and tried to make him into more of an exciting wrestler. But making him into more of an exciting wrestler is probably what caused a lot of his injuries. A lot of the dives and things like that he goes for rather than just going for these submission holds. And there's a knee bar by Bobby Fish here on Paul London. Just as I'm talking about great submission holds, of course we've got one of the best submission tag teams in the ring at the moment. We've got Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly is just a human submission machine. And of course Bobby Fish is not too far behind with that beautiful knee bar. And here he is now, that drop kick to the seated Paul London. And I must say this is a very long semi-final, as semi-finals go in these tag team tournaments. Kyle O'Reilly takes out Brian Kendrick, but again Paul London was able to kick out. Kyle O'Reilly just sending Brian Kendrick over the top rope, crashing down to the outside and following him out there. This could be a chance for either of these two guys to pick up the victory. There's a flat DDT there by Paul London. Brings Bobby Fish back up to his feet. Bobby Fish with that elbow. And that's one of the things I like about this tag team mechanic they've added to the game 2K is that when you get a close pinfall like that, the chances are the two tag team partners will then disappear on the outside and just fight for about 20-30 seconds, and it allows somebody the chance to go for a pin again with both partners sort of locked in battle on the outside. So there's more chance of picking up a victory in that sort of situation. As it happens again there, you see Kendrick now on the outside with Kyle O'Reilly as Paul London picking up the momentum inside the ring. Now there's a couple of big forearms, and there's the Pele kick. And is it going to be enough for London to pick up the victory? London should really be going for the pin here, but he's sort of procrastinating and wasting time. And now he's going to go up onto the top rope, maybe, is he? No, he looked like he was going to go for the springboard, but as soon as Bobby Fish started moving, he decided against it. And you don't see as many springboards in this game now, actually. We did see one in our Next Gen Championship tournament, which was just very, very dodgy. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it all just glitched, and the guy went about 10 foot in the air, and then he went the wrong way, and then he didn't land on his opponent, and he landed face first. It looked a bit really strange, so... But yeah, on 2K15 there was a lot of springboards. We used to see a huge amount of springboards. Anybody who had springboard in their arsenal would definitely use one or two in a match. At least. And you see Kyle O'Reilly there tried to take Brian Kendrick out of the equation. Brian Kendrick caught him with that boot to the face, and now Kendrick, that's one thing they probably shouldn't do AI-wise, is when they are fighting on the outside, they should not be sending their opponent into the ring like that, because it really does help them break up the pins, really. Bobby Fish now lining Paul London up. What does he have planned? Kyle O'Reilly making his way back to his position, but probably not quickly enough. Knee bar again by Bobby Fish. And a backstabber there by Kyle O'Reilly to stop Brian Kendrick getting there. But I think Kendrick got there just briefly before and broke the submission hold up. And I tell you what, for a semi-final match, this is lasting a hell of a lot longer than normal. I bet the team of Drago and Fenix backstage must be thinking they're in right luck here this evening. A last-minute team put together to be part of this tag team tournament. Managed to get themselves through to the final, and now they know their opponents are going to be greatly weakened after going through a very heavy semi-final match, as well as the big first match that they've already been through this evening as well. And what is Paul London setting Bobby Fish up for here? He takes him up, and there's the superplex. Could that be all here for Paul London? Why has Paul London not gone for the tag? Why has he not gone for the pin? Sorry, it looked like he was going to go across for the tag, but then decided against it. He really should have gone for the pin there. He probably would have picked up the victory. And that's just one of the things that, again, I think 2K need to address. There's just a little bit of a problem with AI here and there. There's a Northern Light suplex by Bobby Fish. Kyle O'Reilly takes Brian... Whoa, Kyle O'Reilly's floating. Kyle O'Reilly took Brian Kendrick out of the equation, and reDragon are going through to the final. And my choice for the competition are actually in the finals. There's a chance I might actually get my first one right in a very long time here this evening. Not a big chance, but a chance nonetheless. And it was a very long match, especially for a semi-final. In all the tag team tournaments I've done so far, none of the semi-finals have lasted anywhere near this long. There was the first of the knee bars by Bobby Fish. Jawbreaker there by Bobby Fish as well. A lot of the action in this match involved Bobby Fish, I must admit. I don't think Kyle O'Reilly was a legal man for quite a long time. Which is probably going to be a good thing, because it means Kyle O'Reilly is going to be in a much better condition for the final. Bobby Fish is probably going to be the weaker of the two partners. So if we can get Kyle O'Reilly into the ring straight away, then there's a great chance that they could pick up the victory here this evening and walk out with the Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. And like I said before, I was really hoping that reDragon would really come into it in our 2K15. Whoa. In our 2K15 universe mode, but they never really hit the heights that I wanted them to. We had them involved in Combat Zone Wrestling's tag team pick. We had them involved in Global Force Wrestling tag team, Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight tag team, Ring of Honor's tag team championships, and never did they get their, never did they take any of their opportunities. But here this evening, they might just take the opportunity here in Global Force Wrestling for the Junior Heavyweight tag team championships. But let's see what happens in our final, which is coming up next. And here we go with our final this evening then. It's going to be the impromptu team Drago and Fenix taking on reDragon, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. And here we go. So who's going to win? Will it be our impromptu tag team put together at the last moment to make up the numbers? Or will it be the established tag team of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, reDragon? It's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I don't plan on keeping Fenix and Drago together long term, but if they win these championships, then we're not going to have much of a choice. I wanted to try and make sure that we could have Fenix and Drago facing off against each other at some points in this universe mode. Be interesting to see a feud between the two of them as well, maybe turning... I don't know who we would turn. I think Drago is probably the most likely to turn heel. Bobby Fish with a pin, and maybe reDragon could do it straight away. Fenix kicks out after two. I was thinking then I might have got one right. I was really thinking I got one right there. As referees lost all control of this match now. Kyle O'Reilly leaves the ring. Bobby Fish setting Fenix up for something, and it's going to be this knee bar. And of course Drago is there, still in the ring. Managed to break it up straight away, saving his partner Fenix. Fenix. Oh, the sit out. It's almost like a Blue Thunder Bomb without the spin. Two. But Kyle O'Reilly was there in time to save his partner Bobby Fish. And both teams now have had very close opportunities of winning this match. Bobby Fish there with the Northern Light suplex. 1, 2. He's done it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I got one right. Oh my freaking god. I got one correct. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Whoa, I got one bloody right. And not only that, I'm so happy to finally have reDragon as tag team champions in our universe mode. Like I said, I tried so many times in 2K15 to give them the opportunities to win any of the belts. Like I said, Global Force, both of those championship belts they had opportunities at in 2K15. They had an opportunity for the tag team championships in Ring of Honor. Tag Team Championships in Combat Zone Wrestling as well at one point. And now in 2K16 at the first opportunity. No, that's a lie, isn't it? It's not the first opportunity. They've already had an opportunity at the Global Force Wrestling Tag Championships. This is the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Of course, I've still got to record the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship tournament as well, so we don't know how they're going to get on in that one as of yet, but we do know they are going to start the Universe mode as the Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. As I think we're about to see them being handed the championship belts, and there they are. Finally, the scene I wanted to see, the whole way through 2K15. reDragon has tag team gold here in Global Force Wrestling. I'm sure there'll be an orderly queue of teams. I can't talk now. I'm sure there'll be an orderly queue of teams waiting to get their chance to face off against reDragon. And there you go, everyone. There is confirmation that reDragon, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly defeated the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, Brian Kendrick and Paul London, and then Fenix and Drago in the finals to become the Global Force Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Now, I think I'm going to finish this video now while I'm still just slightly coherent in my speech. I don't know, I'm going really bad at the moment. I don't know what it is. I really need to go to bed. That's probably the problem. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning, so that's not very good. And I've been recording this now since 10 o'clock yesterday morning. So that's 14 hours, is it? No, 16 hours. I can't even bother to work it. I think it's 16 hours, yeah. 16 hours of pure recording just to get all these Global Force Wrestling tournaments done. And it's great to get them finally all out the way. Not out the way is in a bad thing. I've really enjoyed doing them all, but I really want to get them all out the way to make sure that we could get all of our normal weekly shows uploaded as of this Monday coming. It's going to be great to finally be able to get into it. It's been something I've been trying to work towards for the last couple of weeks since release date. And it's finally going to happen. Tomorrow I'm going to record my first ever episode of Universe Mode tomorrow. And get it uploaded for you guys on Sunday night. So it will be ready for you first thing Monday morning. So be sure to keep an eye on this channel tomorrow anyway. I say tomorrow. This is going to be uploaded tomorrow anyway. So, yeah. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out now logistics. This will probably be uploaded tomorrow evening anyway on the Sunday. So, yeah. We should get our first episode of Monday Night Raw in the next 12 hours if you're watching this video. Yeah, that sounds about right. It should be uploaded first thing Monday morning. I will also try and get uploaded for you tomorrow as well all of the introduction episodes for all of the Universe brands. So you'll be able to see who's on all the rosters, who the teams are, who the champions are. Of course, if you didn't want to watch all the other championship tournaments, then of course I will tell you in them videos who the champions are anyway. So it's not going to be a major problem if you haven't seen them. But yeah, I think that's about all I've got to tell you for now. Yeah, I think that's about it. Of course, if you have liked this video, then be sure to smash that thumbs up button. It really does help me out. I don't think you guys... Obviously, if you don't do YouTube, you probably don't realise how much them thumbs up buttons really help you out. And of course, subscribe as well if you're looking for a lot more 2K16 footage. And as well, I'm currently doing a playthrough on Fallout 4, so be sure to keep an eye out for that as well. I am up to about episode 18 now, I think I've uploaded. Let's have a quick look. I've uploaded 17 and 18's nearly up as well. So be sure to keep an eye out for that as well if that's the sort of thing you're interested in as well. But yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say to you guys. So have a very good evening. Enjoy tomorrow, Monday. Fantastic. Yeah, I know it's great, isn't it? I've had a week off work. I'm not looking forward to going back on Monday. I've been off for 10 days and I've got to go back to work tomorrow, so I'm not looking forward to it at all. But anyway, that's the end about my life. Yeah, you know what? I'm just talking crap now. Let's just finish the video. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.